Your cat has never once said the words, "I love you." But in the last 24 hours alone, they probably said it a dozen times. You just weren't paying attention to the right signals. Most cat owners spend their entire lives with these incredible animals and never truly understand what their cat is communicating. That changes right now. Welcome to Feline Insight. If you're not subscribed yet, do it now because what we're about to cover will fundamentally shift how you see your cat forever. Today, we're breaking down the 10 deepest compliments a cat can give a human, and unlike what most people think, cats are actually more expressive than dogs when it comes to emotional complexity. These gestures aren't obvious. They don't announce themselves like a dog's enthusiasm does. A slow blink across the room, a barely perceptible head bump, a choice made in silence. But inside each one is a message so deliberate, so rooted in feline neurology and pack dynamics that once you understand it, you will never doubt your cat's affection again. If your cat has done even one of these things, you're not just someone who provides food and shelter. You are chosen. You are family in the way cats understand family. Let's start with number 1, the slow blink ritual. You're sitting across the room from your cat. Your eyes meet for just a moment. And then your cat does something subtle. They close their eyes slowly, deliberately, almost like they're savoring the moment before opening them again. And then it happens again. That slow, deliberate closing and opening of the eyes. Your first instinct might be to think nothing of it. Maybe they're tired, maybe they're bored, but what's actually happening in that moment is profound. Feline behaviorists have discovered that the slow blink is essentially a cat's version of "I love you." This isn't speculation. Research from the University of Sussex found that when cats perform this slow closing eye movement, they're communicating trust and affection at the deepest neurological level. A cat's eyes are one of the most vulnerable parts of their body. In the wild, closing your eyes means surrendering awareness of threats. A cat will only do this around beings they trust completely. When your cat slow blinks at you, they're saying something your brain instinctively understands, even if you've never heard it explained before. I am completely safe with you. I lower my guard around you. You matter to me. What makes this even more significant is the reciprocal nature of it. When you slow blink back at your cat, you're speaking their language directly. Studies have shown that cats who receive slow blinks from their owners show measurable increases in bonding markers. Their stress hormones drop. Their approach behavior toward humans increases. You're not just watching communication happen. You're participating in a biological exchange that strengthens your relationship in real time. Some cats will sit and engage in multiple slow blinks with their owners, creating a sustained conversation of pure affection. It's a ritual that costs them nothing but requires complete vulnerability. When your cat slow blinks at you, they've made a choice that supersedes their instinct for self-preservation. That's the highest form of trust a predator can offer another being. And the next one happens in the spaces between your moments together, when your cat is completely alone with their own thoughts. Number 2 is the scent marking ritual, and it's far more intimate than most people realize. You come home from work. Your cat is waiting by the door. They approach you and rub their face against your leg, your hand, sometimes your face if you're sitting down. It's a gesture so common that most owners barely register it as anything special. They chalk it up to affection, a simple greeting, nothing more. But there's a reason cats are doing this, and it goes deeper than surface-level fondness. Cats have scent glands distributed across their entire face, their body, their tail. When they rub against you, they're not randomly showing affection. They're engaging in a deeply complex social behavior called allomarking. What they're actually doing is marking you with their scent. This might sound possessive, and in a way it is, but not in a negative way. Your cat is essentially telling the world, this human is part of my colony. This person is mine. In feline social structures, scent marking is reserved for the closest members of their social group. Mother cats mark their kittens. Bonded cats mark each other. It's how they maintain pack cohesion and emotional security. When your cat marks you with their face, they're placing you in that innermost circle. They're creating a chemical connection that actually triggers calming responses in their own brain. Research has shown that the act of scent marking releases endorphins in cats, the same chemicals that make us feel good when we hug someone we love. Your cat is literally making themselves feel better by claiming you as part of their family unit. Some cats will do this repeatedly throughout the day, especially if they're deeply bonded to their owners. They're refreshing that connection, re-establishing that you belong to them, that you're part of their safe space. And here's the detail that matters most. Some cats only do this with one person in the household. Not everyone, just one person. Because your specific scent, your unique energy, your presence in their life means something irreplaceable. When your cat rubs their face on you, they're not just greeting you, they're claiming you. They're saying you are mine, and I need the world to know it. Number 3 takes this territorial behavior in a completely different direction, and it happens when you're making a mistake you don't even know about. Number 3 is the gift-giving ritual, but here's where it gets complex. You open your cat door or your front porch, and there it is. A dead mouse, a bird, sometimes something that defies identification, and your first instinct is disgust. Your second is guilt. Did I leave the door open? Why did my cat do this? Why would they bring something so morbid to me? The answer is so fundamentally misunderstood that it deserves clarification. Your cat has brought you a gift, not out of spite, not because they're confused about where food comes from. They've brought you a gift because they view you as part of their family unit, and specifically as the weakest member who cannot hunt for themselves. In the feline world, when a mother cat brings her kittens dead prey, she's teaching them to hunt. But when an adult cat brings prey to a human, they're operating under a different calculation. They see a being they care about who is clearly incapable of securing its own food. Your cat has taken it upon themselves to handle that problem. They've gone out into the world, located prey, executed a hunt, and brought the results back to the person they love most. This isn't cruelty. This is caregiving expressed in the only language they have. Behaviorists have documented that cats who bring gifts to their owners are exhibiting some of the strongest bonding behaviors observed in feline domestication. These cats see their owners not as masters or providers, but as dependent family members who require their protection. The impulse to bring you prey is so hardwired that some cats will go through the motions without the actual prey, bringing you toys or objects they've decided have hunting value. They're trying to provide, they're trying to secure your survival, and here's the shift that most people miss. When you react with disgust or punishment, your cat doesn't understand what they've done wrong. They've just attempted an act of love and been rejected. Over time, these cats become more withdrawn because the thing that made perfect sense to them neurologically has been treated as a mistake. The right response is gratitude, even if gratitude feels complicated. Your cat has brought you a hunt. They've offered you their skill and their effort. In the most honest way a predator can communicate, they've said, I care about your survival. Number 4 operates on a completely different frequency, and it's something that happens in the quiet moments when your cat thinks you're not watching. Number 4 is the sustained proximity without demands. You're sitting on the couch reading or working on your laptop. Your cat doesn't sit on your lap. They don't demand attention. They simply settle on the cushion next to you. They might be 3 feet away. They might be on the other end of the couch. But they've chosen to be in your immediate proximity, and they stay there for hours without asking anything of you. Most owners feel like this moment is empty of meaning. Their cat isn't doing anything. No playing, no petting, no interaction. But the opposite is true. This moment is loaded with meaning. Cats are solitary hunters by nature. Unlike dogs who evolved in pack structures, cats evolved as independent predators. Their entire biological programming is built around self-sufficiency and territorial control. They don't need to be near other beings. In fact, for most wild cats, being near others is a risk factor. So when your cat chooses to sit near you for extended periods without demanding anything, they're overriding millions of years of evolutionary programming. They're choosing safety in proximity to you over the autonomy they could easily take elsewhere. Neuroscientists have discovered that when cats rest near their owners without active interaction, their brain activity shows reduced stress responses and increased activation in areas associated with positive emotion and social bonding. Your presence alone is regulating their nervous system. You've become what researchers call a secure base for their emotional world. Some cats will position themselves where they can see you while you're focused on something else. They're monitoring you. They're tracking your movements and your emotional state without needing you to acknowledge them. This is a behavior reserved for beings they trust and care about deeply. When your cat sits near you in silence, they're communicating something that transcends language. You are safe. I am safe. We belong in this space together. Number 5 is the head bump. and it's almost universally misunderstood. When your cat approaches you and gently presses their head against your hand, your leg, or your face, they're not simply being cute. They're executing a highly specific social gesture that means something very particular in feline communication. The head bump is a cat's way of saying several things simultaneously. First, it's a scent exchange. Your cat has glands at the base of their ears and along their head. When they press these glands against you, they're mixing their scent with yours. They're creating a combined scent profile that marks you as part of their inner circle. But there's another layer to this that goes even deeper. The head bump is also a gesture of vulnerability. To press your head against something requires trust. It's an act of offering up one of the most sensitive parts of your body. A cat who head bumps you is demonstrating that they feel completely safe in your presence. They're not expecting you to hurt them. They're inviting continued closeness. Feline behaviorists have noted that cats who engage in frequent head bumping show significantly higher oxytocin levels during and after the interaction. That's the bonding hormone, the same one that bonds mothers to infants, partners to each other. Your cat's head bump is a chemical conversation. It's their brain and body saying, "I trust you with my vulnerability. I want to be bonded to you. I choose you." Some cats will do this repeatedly, cycling back for multiple head bumps in succession. They're refreshing that connection. They're reinforcing that bond. And some cats will only do this with one person in their household, even if they live with multiple humans. That selectivity matters. It means your cat has designated you as their primary attachment figure, their person, the one they've chosen above all others. Number 6 reveals something about your cat's sleep patterns that changes everything you thought you knew about their trust level. Number 6 is sleeping in your presence with complete physical exposure. You find your cat sprawled out on their back, paws in the air, belly completely exposed, eyes half closed or fully relaxed. They might be sleeping in the sun on your lap. They might be on the floor directly in your line of sight. The belly is a cat's most vulnerable area. Unlike dogs who belly up to show submission, when a cat exposes their belly, they're communicating something different. They're showing you the part of their body where their most vital organs are protected by nothing but fur and instinct. A cat will only expose their belly to beings they trust completely, and even then, most cats will maintain some level of readiness. But the cat who fully surrenders into a belly-exposed sleep in your presence is making a statement about their trust level that cannot be overstated. In the wild, a cat who falls into deep sleep with their belly exposed wouldn't last long. They would be vulnerable to predators, rivals, threats. A cat will only ever achieve this state of complete defenselessness around beings they trust with their life. Research into feline sleep architecture has shown that cats who sleep in exposed positions near their owners have significantly different sleep patterns than cats who sleep defensively. They achieve deeper REM sleep. Their stress hormones remain lower throughout the sleep cycle. Your presence is so calming to them that they can afford to be completely defenseless. Some cats will sleep like this for hours in your presence. Others might do it only occasionally, but when they do, the meaning is consistent. I trust you more than I trust my own survival instincts. I feel so safe with you that I can turn off every defensive mechanism I have. That is a compliment that transcends species. Number 7 is the vocalization choice, and it's something that happens specifically around you. Number 7 is the selective meowing ritual. Your cat meows at you. Not other people, not other cats, just you. And the meows are consistent. They happen at certain times. They follow patterns. They sometimes seem directed at specific things. But here's what most people don't know about cat vocalizations. Cats don't naturally meow at each other. Adult cats don't use meowing to communicate with other cats. Meowing is something cats developed specifically for communicating with humans. When your cat meows at you repeatedly, they're speaking a language they invented to bridge the gap between feline and human communication. They've learned that meowing gets your attention. And more importantly, they've decided that communicating with you is worth the effort. Some cats develop very specific meow patterns for different situations. A particular meow for feeding time, a different meow for wanting to play, another meow entirely when they want to be left alone. They've created a vocabulary for your specific relationship. Feline behaviorists have documented that cats with strong human bonds develop more complex vocalization patterns than cats with weaker bonds. The more your cat meows at you, the more they've invested in communication with you specifically. But here's the shift that matters. Some cats remain relatively silent around everyone, but with one person, one specific human, they're chatty. They meow more. They vocalize their needs and desires and feelings around that person. That selectivity is significant. Your cat has decided you're worth the vocal effort, you're worth communicating with, you matter enough to warrant their voice. Number 8 is the needing behavior, and it carries a weight that goes back to their earliest memories. When your cat climbs into your lap and begins pushing their paws rhythmically against your legs, your stomach, whatever part of you they've claimed, they're engaging in a behavior that dates back to their earliest moments of life. Kittens need their mother while nursing. The kneading stimulates milk flow. It's one of the earliest associations a kitten has with comfort, safety, and maternal love. When an adult cat needs you, they're regressing slightly into that state of complete safety and dependence. They're telling you that you've become a maternal figure in their emotional world. They feel safe enough with you to access that vulnerable, kittenish state. The needing behavior releases endorphins in cats. It's a self-soothing mechanism, but it only happens around beings they feel safe enough to be vulnerable with. Some cats will need while they're purring, creating a multi-layered communication of pure comfort and affection. They're in a state of deep neurological peace in your presence. Their body and brain are telling you that being near you is like being cared for by their mother. That is attachment expressed at the deepest possible level. Number 9 is the gifting of their personal space. Number 9 is the sharing of their sleeping spot. Cats are territorial by nature. They establish specific spots in the home that feel safe, that are positioned optimally for surveillance and security. They sleep there, they rest there. Sometimes they might spend hours in that one spot because it's been assessed as the safest place in the home. And then one day, your cat allows you to share that spot. They either move over to make room for you, or they settle down next to you in your chosen spot. They're inviting you into what they've determined is the safest place in their world. This is a significant gesture. Your cat is essentially saying, I trust this space because I trust you. I'm willing to share my most secure location with you because you've become part of my sense of safety. Some cats will rest their head on you while they're in this shared spot. Others will simply maintain proximity. But the act of sharing the spot itself is the compliment. You've been invited into the cat's most intimate space. And finally, number 10, the one that might make you cry when you truly understand what it means. Number 10 is the sustained eye contact followed by the slow blink. This is different from the slow blink we discussed at the beginning. This is a complete cycle. Your cat looks directly at you. You see their eyes fully open, fully focused, and they maintain that gaze for several seconds. You might feel uncomfortable. Direct eye contact from predators is often a threat in nature, but your cat is deliberately choosing to maintain it. And then, slowly, their eyes close. And as they open again, it's the slow blink. They're communicating something comprehensive. I see you. I trust you. I love you. All in one gesture. When a cat maintains deliberate eye contact with you, they're overriding their predatory instincts. They're choosing to make themselves potentially vulnerable by locking eyes with another being. Some cats will do this multiple times a day. Others might do it only occasionally, but every single instance is a moment of chosen vulnerability and chosen connection. Your cat is telling you that in a world where they could remain aloof and independent, they've chosen to see you and be seen by you. These 10 gestures, these 10 compliments that your cat has probably already given you dozens of times, all communicate the same fundamental message. You are chosen, you are loved. You matter in a way that transcends the simple provision of food and shelter. Your cat has decided that your presence is valuable, that your connection is worth the vulnerability, that you are family in the deepest sense of the word. If your cat has done even one of these things, you're not just someone they live with. You're someone they've chosen to belong with. And that choice made by an animal that didn't need to make it is the deepest compliment of all.